Hi, this is Monirujjaman Molla, Senior Lecturer, Department of English, Milestone College. Dear students, I hope you are all well by the grace of Almighty Allah. Though the whole world is going through a very miserable and crucial moment, yet we are to keep you advanced in the syllabus. Otherwise, when the lockdown will be withdrawn, then you will face a lot of problem. Okay, now students, today I want to make you understand about a very important topic, and that is completing sentence. Dear students, basically completing sentence means one portion will be given in the question paper and you have to complete the other segments of the sentence. So you have to be acquainted with some rules and regulations that is needed for giving a well completion of the sentences. Now let us focus on some basic rules which basically comes in the various boards in various years. Today I shall try to make you understand some basic rules by which the completing sentence basically comes in the exam. Number 1, 2 ... Here these types of sentence apparently looks affirmative, but exactly these types of sentence are negative. These types of sentence are negative sentence. Now when these types of sentence will come, one portion will be given in the sentence. Such as Ronnie is so weak. Suppose this, Ronnie is too weak. Suppose this portion will be given in the sentence and you have to complete the other portion of the sentence. And 2 ... This 2 is very closely interrelated with this 2. So you have to use this 2. But you have to notice when you will see these types of 2, then you will look at the subject. If the subject is person or individual, then you will just use 2 plus verb 1. That means the present form of the verb. Ronnie is too weak to walk. Suppose another one can write Ronnie is too weak to talk. Ronnie is too weak to study. Everybody will get the marks because here the subject is person. But if the subject is any object, then suppose just see the book is too hard. The book is too hard. Now you look at the subject. The subject is an object. That means a thing or an object. So if the subject is any object, then you will have to use the book is too hard for me or him or her, for them, for the students. These types of one after for you will use a objective form of a subject. For me, then you will write to read. The book is too hard for me to read, or the book is too hard for me to understand. Okay, now let us go to another rule. Rule number 2. So that. This so means the intensity. intensity of something, and in the dot dot or in the gap there will be an adjective or an adverb. You should know it very well that adjectives are of two kinds. Basically, the adjective of quality, these types of words may be sorted in two ways: positive adjectives and negative adjectives. Positive adjectives are those words which basically is liked by everybody, because those types of adjectives are used for praising somebody, or for saying something good about a person. So when the adjective will be positive, the sentence will also be positive, and after that you will use a subject. I am writing the short form of subject plus can, could. But if the adjective is negative, then you will use subject plus cannot, could not, plus V1. V1 means verb, because can, could, these types of verbs are modal auxiliary verbs, and after modal auxiliary verbs the verb will always be in the present form. Verb 1 plus extension. Then in this case it will be can, could plus V1 plus extension. Now let us complete it through an example. The boy is so intelligent. Then another portion has been left for you. Then you will of course use that, because after so that is closely interrelated. The boy is so intelligent that he. Now you can see that intelligent is a positive adjective which praises somebody, and the praising adjectives are liked by everybody, because admiration is liked by everybody. So this type of word is one kind of admiration or one kind of praising also. The boy is so intelligent that he can do it. But this is a positive adjective. But if we used dull or foolish, this type of word are negative, because if anybody says you that you dunderhead, foolish, dull, unsmart, rustic, such types of words will not be liked by you. So in that case, you will have to, if the adjectives are negative, then you will also use negative. The boy is so dull that he cannot do it. But if it is said that the boy is so intelligent that he can do it, that means whether you will make the second portion or the last segment affirmative nor affirmative nor negative, that will completely depend upon the adjective. If the adjective is positive or praising or admiring, then you will use affirmative sentence at the next part, and if the adjective is negative, then you will use negative sentence at the second segment. Now let's go to third rules. Third rules. In the third rule, we shall discuss about so that. So that it means a purpose. When in English language that usually always takes after that the sentence that is usually made is made with the help of can, could, may, might, these types of auxiliary verbs. So when you will make sentence, we went to shop. We went to shop to We went to shop so that. We went to shop so that. When you will see so that, then you will understand that we have a purpose of going to the shop. We have a purpose to going to the shop, and that is you, and here is a that. So after that you will usually use so that, the same subject you may use. We went to shop so that we could. Here it will be used could, because if the first verb is present tense, the another part will also be present tense. If the first person is past tense, another portion will also be past tense. So that we could buy some foods. Okay, students. You will after so that you will of course use can, could, may, might. Now let's go to rule number 4. Rule number 4, just see lest. Lest. Lest, when you will see, lest is a conjunction. When you will see this type of conjunction, this conjunction, when this conjunction is used, then in the next portion, should or might plus V1, this is compulsory. This is compulsory, and just see an example. Imran walks slowly. Lest, then after a gap, Imran walks slowly lest he should fall down. Imran walks slowly lest he should fall down. down. Just see. Here we have used should. We have used should, but you are also allowed to use might also. Any student can use any of the two, so there will be no problem here. Now let's go to rule number 5. Now look at rule number 5. Here I have written two conjunctions, as if, as though. These types of conjunctions usually expresses the unreal imagination, and these types of unreal conjunctions, they always sit in the middle of the sentences. Now, so if they sit in the middle of the sentences, of course it has a left side and it has a right side. If the left side is present indefinite tense, the right side will be past indefinite tense. If the left side is past indefinite tense, the right side will be past perfect tense. Now I am clearing this idea through an example. Just notice, he talks as if he knew it. He talks. Look at this verb. This is the left side. The left side is in the present indefinite tense. So the right side we have written past indefinite tense, as if he knew it. This is the second or the past form of know. So again notice, he talked. Just I have written the past form of this verb. That means now this portion is the past indefinite tense. If the left side is past indefinite tense, the right side will be past perfect tense. He had known it. So known is the third form, because after had, the verb must have to be in the third form or past participle form. Dear students, now let's go to rule number 6. Here I have written two rules, but both the rules bear the same meaning, and so when you will see it in the question paper that it is time or it is high time, then you will, and in the another part or in the right side, then you will just write a past indefinite sentence. or you can also complete the sentence by using infinitive. That means to plus verb 1 plus extension. Now see an example. It is high time we completed the work. We have it is high time, then after it we have completed the sentence with the past indefinite tense. Or you could also write it is high time to complete the work. So you are fully independent in what way you will complete this sentence. Okay, now let's go to rule number 7. Dear students, just see. No sooner had ... than. Hardly had ... when. Then again ... Scarcely had ... when. Then again a gap. Okay, now the things, these three conjunctions bear the same meaning. When, but you have to be very much cautious when you will use this, because these types of things then is closely interrelated with no sooner had. If you use when here, then the sentence will be incorrect, and hardly had, with hardly had you have to use when. If you use mistakenly then the sentence will be incorrect. So you will follow this very strictly, and the next part, then when after next part the will be past indefinite tense. Just see, no sooner had he learned his lesson than he went to bed. Just see, after then we have written a past indefinite sentence. So you will be very much careful about it. Now let's go to rule number 8. In rule number 8, I am going to discuss about the conditionals or conditional sentences. Basically, the sentences which are connected with if are called conditional sentences. Now there are some kinds of conditionals I am discussing shortly for your understanding. If plus present indefinite tense, then you will use a subject, then shall, will according to the need of the subject, or can, may plus verb 1 plus extension. You will of course keep it in mind that these are all modal auxiliary verbs, and after modal auxiliary verbs, verb will always be in the present form. We will look at an example. If he comes here, I shall help him. Instead of shall, you could also use I can help him, I may help him. Okay. Rule number 9. Here you will see that if plus past indefinite. In the previous sentence we wrote that if plus present indefinite. Now we have written if plus past indefinite. Then the subject will be would, subject plus would or could. These modal auxiliary verbs will be used. But in the previous sentence we used shall, will, and you know that the past form of shall and will is could, and can, could. So past equal to past. Now let's see an example. If he came to me, I would. Look at this sentence. This is a past indefinite sentence. So this, in this part we have written I would help him. Here you could also use could instead of would. Okay. Now let's go to rule number 10. If plus past perfect tense, then in the next portion will be, or next segment will be subject plus would have or could have plus verb 3, that means past participle plus extension. If he had come, just notice this part. This is a past perfect tense. So this portion will be would have or could have, must have to be used. I would have helped him. I would have helped him, or I could have helped him. Okay. rule number 11, you are seeing that if plus where. If any sentence added with where, with the if, then the sentence expresses an unreal imagination. And if the sentence expresses unreal imagination, then you have to use subject plus would or could plus V1, that means verb 1 plus extension. Now see an example. If I were a bird, it is an unreal imagination because these types of imagination can never be materialized in life. So then I have also written, if I were a bird, I would fly in the sky. So you have, I think that you have understood it. Now let's go to rule number. In rule number 12, you will see that 3 words I have written. Would, that, wish, fancy. These words always expresses unreal imagination. So when you will see these words in the sentence, in the another part you will make by using subject plus could plus verb 1 plus extension. I wish. Suppose this portion is given in the question. This portion is given in the question. Now you will write, I wish I could visit Cox's Bazar. But you could also use, I wish I were a bird, I were a president. Everything you can use for these things. But after would, that, could is a must. After would, that, could is a must. So could is a common thing. Could is a common word which you can use for all these 3 words, all these 3 things. So I have given a very common word for your well understanding. But in case of wish and fancy, would or where can also be used. So I think you have understood it. Now let's go to rule number 13. 13. It is rule number 13. You are saying that since can be used as preposition as well as conjunction. When it is used as a conjunction, then of course it connects 2 sentences. Then it sits in the middle of the sentence. When it sits middle in the sentence, it possesses 2 sides, one left side, another right side. If the left side is present tense, then the right side will be past indefinite tense. But if the left side is past tense, then the right side will be past perfect tense. Just see, we met. It is present tense. This part is in the present tense, so we have written it in the past indefinite tense. This portion is in the past tense, past indefinite tense, so the right side we have written in the past perfect tense. Now let's go to rule number 14. In rule number 14, you are seeing that I have written some conjunctions, though, although, but. These conjunctions are all same meaning, bear the same meaning. When these conjunctions will be used, then the other part of the sentence will be an opposite sentence, or the other part of the sentence must bear an opposite meaning. Now just see, though he works hard. Now we have written a opposite idea sentences, such as he cannot improve his condition. Though he works hard, he cannot improve his condition. This sentence is fully controversial than the first one, because the man who works hard should have prospered well in life, but here we have written that he cannot improve his condition. So this sentence is bearing an opposite reaction of the first sentences. Now look at rule number 15, until, unless. You, dear students, you are seeing that an means not. That means this sentence is a negative sentence. So as the sentence as the sentence related with it bears a negative sentence, negative meaning, you will write the another portion in affirmative sentence. Until he comes, I shall wait. So you will, I hope you will understand it, and you will, my dear students, you will watch this video again and again, so that you can understand the rules very well. There are some other rules also, but for the shortage of time, it has become very difficult for us to finish everything. And by finishing, but very most important rules I have tried to discuss, because these rules from my analysis of the board questions, I have seen that these types of rules frequently come in the examination, and so if you practices this, I think that you will get the full marks in completing sentence, and you will practice the board questions of different years, and then I think that the obscurity or the darkness that is remaining in your mind will of course be deleted from your mind. Then you will also do well in this topic also. Okay, my dear students, see you again. Stay well, stay safe, and stay at home.